Welcome back, guys. Slybacon here. So we've got a brand new video. We've got Chaos versus the Dwarfs, controlled by Darren. Now this was live about 20 minutes ago. I actually watched it live on Twitch before it went up on YouTube, along with, I don't know, a couple of thousand other people, I suppose. And people were going absolutely mental for it. So this is actually my second viewing in literally half an hour. So it is so good, though. It's a combination of a Let's Play plus a cinematic video that Darren kind of did after the last fight that he did, which was the one with Lionheart. So if you watched his video on that one, it's the same sort of style plus the Let's Play style combined. And also at the start of the video, we've got some really good news, was that the Chaos DLC is going to be free for obviously people who pre-order. That hasn't changed, but it's also going to be free for the first week as an early adopters package. So basically what this does is if people are like sitting on the fence on, you know, whether they should buy it or not, based on some of the past history of releases not being the best with Total War in the first, I don't know, couple of weeks or so. So what this does is it lets those type of people, or those people, watch a few Let's Plays and all that type of thing, and then decide themselves whether they actually want to buy it or not within that first week. And if they still do, they can still buy it, and they still get the Chaos DLC for free. So that's really good. Really nice move by CA on that part. Look at these legendary lords, aren't they amazing? That electrical stuff looks goddamn pretty. Can't wait to actually play them. They're probably the second race that I'm going to play is probably Chaos. Behind the Orcs, of course, because we're all playing the Orcs first, aren't we? That's why you're on my channel, because I like Orcs, right? That's why you're all here. No? Okay.
Really good bonus to have any kind of upkeep, have any negative upkeep on them, because they're quite expensive. They're quite.
So he's actually attacking uphill in this video, which is a bit harder, of course, than not attacking uphill. It's a bit harder than attacking downhill, of course.
Great weapons. And the Chosen here with great weapons as well.
But this is like the cinematic side of it,
we have,
as you can see.
Sorcerer of the metal variation, or of the metal lore. So Chaos Warriors, they can actually play with different sorcerers of different lores. I think metal, fire, and death are some of the ones. We also have a Manticore.
Now this is a custom battle, so with your lords, your legendary lords and your custom battle, they all start with all their skills available, and all their weapons and stuff available. Darren does mention that later on within the video, but that's a nice touch. If you want to try those out without actually having to go through the campaign with each one of them, really awesome. Now he didn't say how much each of these armies cost, but he did say they were the same price. Just based on the amount of high tier units, I'm going to say they were both pretty expensive armies. So this is kind of maybe an end-game type scenario between the two different sides.
Yeah, oh, these guys here are really cool, the Iron Drakes with the Troll Hammer torpedoes, and they're meant to take down like large monstrous infantry.
We Slayers there with some blue pants on. Don't usually see them in blue, they're usually in red. Oh, I guess all the other guys are kind of in blue too, aren't they? Now I mention it.
It's worth mentioning this is
lovely artillery line.
Look at their army. They'll actually deploy a little bit
flame cannon.
But I just thought it'd be interesting to see what we were up against on top of this hill. So here we are. This is the kind of gameplay. So obviously we're not playing this right now. We're looking back on the gameplay that I captured at the time. But to kind of appease the people who want to see cool zoom-ins and cool cinematic shots, I've also interlaced the video with the replay shots. So for those who don't know, in Warhammer, after a battle is done, you can view back the replay. And you can simply hide the UI by pressing K, and that removes the flags in the gameplay UI. And then we're allowed to put the camera down and see the gameplay as it unfolds, both from a gameplay and cinematic perspective. The timeline stays the same, so what you're seeing is all in real time. You
wouldn't want to be standing behind that bloody thing, would you? It goes off. Oh my god, just see those guys going flying. Oh, it was a cannon shot at them.
Some of the more brutal face punches I know you all want to see.
Yeah, so
I mean, you can tell that Darren makes videos, which is awesome. It's good to see this type of stuff. They did say, you know, for the people who want to see all the close-ups, because most of us complained about the close-ups or not enough close-ups in the last few videos. Although they did pretty well, Darren did pretty well in the last one as well.
Slow your troops down, so they are running as fast as they can. You can see them just getting thrown back. And I really have to try and take as few losses as I can until I get there. Don't want to send them all up by themselves either. I'm trying to keep them all together. So I have to kind of keep a steady march with them as well.
So do you have any kind of strategy for this? Because you have some making up to do for your win-loss record for us, Darren.
That's true. Well, I did beat Lionheart, so, you know, yeah, I won the last one.
Okay.
But in terms of this battle, my strategy generally is to move forward with a kind of a double line, split into a single line, and then have cavalry go around the edges and I've concentrated all my Monstrous infantry kind of on the flanks as well of the infantry. So I have Chaos spawn over on the right, which we'll zoom in a bit later as well, and I have my Dragon Ogres on the left. So hopefully we can just kind of punch through and then have the cavalry come around. It's just a massive envelopment as long as my centre holds.
I love all the dwarfen ruins kind of scattered around the battlefield as well.
Yeah, this map is really beautiful. It's set up in the kind of Norscan regions near some Dwarven Carracks, so I like to think that, you know, they're kind of holding back the Chaos invasion as best as they can before we move in on their Carracks, I guess, up north.
It's a good map too. Let's mention that while we're
so
here.
It's worth mentioning that Kholek is fully upgraded here. In custom battle, legendary lords are fully upgraded, so all the spells he's active, that means he's like fully upgraded, fully teched out on a skill tree.
Yes, one of his quest battles is actually to get Star Crusher, which he doesn't start with when you play.
And I love this tactic of running in with like your big monstrous units first. You're not like sacrificing all your infantry units like you would in the current Total War games just to get up to the line. So he does it here on the flank, and he does it in the middle there as well. It's really good.
So straight away it's like a massive ditch fight up there. The Slayers are digging into my guys as well, which is going to be a bit rough on the Monstrous infantry. But Joey actually hasn't seen this battle yet at all. She's watching this back for the first time, so I've got some surprises in there for her as well as you guys.
I'm excited.
So we can see that they have a gyro bomber as well. Now what can take down a gyro bomber? Manticore is pretty good,
yes.
So we'll send that after it. Hopefully it'll do good. We'll catch up with that later. But things are going pretty well. I mean, Kholek is just
look at that
at the moment. He's
my God.
Taking a bit of damage. They're throwing a lot of things at him. I just used a final transmutation there from my wizard, which is a direct damage spell, and I actually overcast it, which kind of increases the cost it does, but gives me a 50% chance of miscasting. Basically, that's just like a direct damage spell that lasts for about 20 seconds.
It's kind of scary, like seeing the chaos and how good they are, because dwarfs are supposed to be the best infantry in the world, or they are the best infantry in the world.
So here you can see the chaos spawn. The blasting charges are absolutely devastating. They have so many of them, the Iron Dragons.
Look at these things. He didn't actually say what they were, those things there, but I'm assuming they're chaos trolls, maybe? Maybe chaos ogres, maybe?
And it's actually broken, it's running away. We've got a beautiful charge here from the Chaos Lances as well.
Wow. Yeah, poor dwarves.
It's funny because Kholek is so massive, especially compared to a dwarf. They're very, very brave and hardy folk to even attempt to take him on.
So they have quite a few Slayers units, which is kind of bad for you in a couple of ways, because you've got some larger units in there.
Yeah.
So avoiding them is key, I would say.
Just that spell that's going off there, that is the Gehenna's Golden Hands. It's a vortex spell, lasts about 13 seconds, and it costs...
Look how big these things are compared to those dwarfs. Like the dwarf's not even up to his knee, if they have knees.
Summons the spirit of Gehenna's metal hounds to hunt down his prey. Oh, what was that?
So that's the blasting charges just going off in the distance. They just launch them at blobs of infantry and just completely wreck them. And my Manticore came down for a nice charge.
That's it?
Yeah,
even that, it's fine.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of do really well against these guys. We just like push it, lay into them, kind of like a constant onslaught. This is a very high tier army. Now the dwarves, their army costs the exact same. They have a lot of troops, but they just didn't hold very well, and my spells kind of went off right, so I got kind of lucky. I broke their gyro bomber. The gyro bomber is actually coming back in here to make a quick run on my Chaos Knights. He actually comes in from melee, knocks a few off, and then starts frantically dropping his bombs while my Manticore...
This is a real cool scene.
Oh, that was clever.
Yeah, so here he is just going along the line, literally dropping the bombs. You can see them actually coming out of the back.
It's a lot of damage.
Isn't fast enough to get him. I always thought it'd be really cool if Kholek just like gave him a little whack out of the air with the timer, but it wasn't to be. And you can see just all the carnage going on in the background. They're still holding their own. Like the dwarves aren't just like breaking instantly or anything.
No, the Dragon Ogre is undeterred completely.
Yeah, actually, if you check the unit health of all my units, like it's quite low for the Chosen, really low for the Dragon Ogres, and my Kholek himself is down to halfway. And taking more damage. So I activated an augment there which speeds up my Manticore, which will allow me to catch the gyro bomber.
Oh, right in the sky!
Yeah.
Boom!
It looks so good when it goes down. It sounds really good as well. You can just hear the propellers like kind of giving out.
Nicely done. That is a well used attribute there, or a skill.
So I'm just kind of picking off who I can, finishing off some routing units, bringing the Manticore back into the fray.
Oh my god, it just wrecks
ripping
them.
apart, basically. And this is kind of what you have to deal with when you're playing against Chaos or with them. They're very, very strong, and they're quite scary, to be honest.
I love seeing the dwarf fly past the camera.
Yeah, they're so little. They just like fly by. I did another final transmutation again, which is another direct damage spell. That was actually something that really helped me getting through in the beginning, pushing through their lines. That damage spell is an area of effect spell, so you don't just target one unit, you target the area, and anyone in it takes the damage. So that kind of actually allowed me to hit 5 or 6 units at once. Very, very lucky to get it off with the 50% miscast.
See, it's kind of difficult to tell because it still looks like they've got so many units, but you can see the dwindling numbers of those units running away.
Yeah,
and still have so many left.
Yeah, they've got lots of kind of flags you can see as they back off and then they come back. They kind of reform quite a lot because Ungrim is actually fighting. I forgot to mention Ungrim Ironfist. Here he is here, getting up. He's after just being charged, but I kind of left him alone for a second. Going to bring in the Shaggoth. See who's going to win in this fight.
Rear attack! Oh, mistake. To the dwarf, not you.
Yeah.
You did very well. Never turn your
And one shot.
He took him down. So that's
but
it.
he is the Slayer King, of course.
He
you
is.
know?
So he did pretty good. Also, I was told it's worth mentioning that the fact he didn't react when he got hit is because Legendary Lords, they do have some react animations for getting hit, but they don't always react because if they were constantly in the react state, they would never get an attack off. It's kind of like a stun lock animation. So that's actually a choice made on purpose so that the gameplay just flows a little better, and I was told to mention that by the devs.
I'm glad he said that because that was the first thing I thought. It's like he didn't react to that hit, but now we know why.
He doesn't want to break.
It makes total
I just
sense.
kind of envelop him with everything I got. He's taken out, the Shaggoth, and Kholek's pissed.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
it's probably his girlfriend or something. He didn't like that.
Oh, you
So-
just surrounded him.
I'm just
the
sending everything
cavalry
in.
was a good move, I think, because he's obviously going to be a bit hardier against those larger units.
Kholek actually has a bombardment spell of his own that I call down as well. It's called Lord of the Storm. It only lasts like 5 seconds, and it doesn't cost any winds of magic, but that's what the animation there was, where he lifts the kind of axe or mace up in the air. And that's
He
it.
summons Forth Lightning.
Ungrim was finished off by that.
Oh, you've done it!
Yeah, so that's the victory.
Well, congratulations for redeeming your title of not losing every battle. Nice one, Darren.
Thank you very much.
Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and let us know what you would like to see for future videos. Like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.
So there we have it. That was the fight. Beautiful cinematics. Well done, Darren. And also really good news on the pre-order and the early adopters pack, which it is now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.